J-Drone here. What's going on, guys? So we got this RetroPie unit. I got tons of games on it. I'm eventually going to build a cabinet. We got Pac-Man like you ain't never seen before. I'm also going to go over some of the issues that other people might be having and maybe try to help some people. Really quickly, guys, I'm just going to scan through the system. That way you can see what systems I have on this, and then we'll go over to one issue I'm having with the one system, try to alleviate that for somebody else, and then maybe we will get into a little bit of gameplay on some of these, just show you how they're running and also show you the list of games that I have in some of these. All right, here, so right here we can see the Sega CD, and you can see Batman and Robin have all those files. Everything that I've shown shows you only need a bin and a Q file. The bin and the Q file will not work. All these files will work, and we'll go ahead and show you. So we're on my Sega CD, and even though it recognizes, like I was able to pull up the image for it, it recognizes it. This won't play for some reason, despite the fact everybody else saying that's all you need is the bin and Q file. And just show you what that says. That just says it's going. It'll get to here. It'll get to here. And then checking this, press start. And then it gets to this screen. If anybody could help me out, I would love to help, but I think it's a file format issue. We're just going to go back here, because now we have the Adventures of Batman and Robin, and again, we have screen art for that. We are going to go into this, and it's going to do the same exact thing there. But we're good. So I know my BIOS is correct. It's just files, I guess, man. I guess it's, for me it's different, because again, I know a lot of guys said all you need is the bin and the Q file, and for me, anything with the bin and the Q file is not working. We'll just show you a little gameplay here. I only got one hand because I'm holding my recording device with the other. Well, we might be able to. Damn, some little Batman here. Don't hit the civilians. Don't hit the civilians. I'm doing pretty good, thought I was anyway, with one hand here. Sega CD, a lot of people didn't know about Sega CD. But let's get out and show you some more of the games that I got on. So for me, as a child, Super Nintendo was probably the most played system. So, naturally, I have the most games on it. A lot of people don't know about Boogerman. If you want to play an awesome game, get you some Boogerman. Then we have Marvel stuff. Absolutely love Marvel stuff. Cool Spot was cool. And then Looney Tunes. Love me some Looney Tunes. Donkey Kong Country is a must. Frogger, must. And again, we got some Marvel stuff going on. Miss Pac-Man. I got a lot of Pac-Mans. The first one that I showed you was one that I never seen prior to messing around with this. Mario, gotta have some Mario. This game's garbage. This game's coming off of here. I had a Taz game on my Super Nintendo. That one's just straight garbage. Ninja Turtles, more Marvel, Mortal Kombat. This is good too. Has Joust, has some of your other classic arcade games, Defender, Wolverine, X-Men, and that icon right there stands for Final Burn Alpha. It's all a part of the arcade genre. This is just running a different emulator. And right there, if you have not played Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, you need to play you some Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. And again, we got Galaga on this, and Street Fighter 3, absolutely, Third Strike. And these are arcade games. You need to be able to hit select and simulate coinage. If you don't know nothing about the King of Fighters, you need to know something about the King of Fighters. Excellent fighting game. Simpsons. If anybody was raised in the arcades like I was as a kid playing around in arcades, you played Simpsons and you played X-Men. These two games I've spent a lot of money on in the arcades. Eventually I will be building a cabinet, so the stuff that generally we would use a controller, like I have a PS4 controller hooked to this, will stay on the TV. But stuff like this that was meant to be played in the arcade is going to be played on the arcade cabinet. We got Game Gear. I only got one game on the Game Gear, and it's just for some classic arcade games. And then we have Game Boy. Again, same thing. I'll just hit on the picture here. Asteroids, Missile Commander, Centipede, Millipede, Galaga, Galaxian. Defender, Joust, and that's for Game Boy. And then we'll go ahead and scroll over here. These ones I could get the art for, but it doesn't save for some reason. But that's a little look at what we have on the Game Boy Advance. Sega Mega Drive, basically Sega. We have, again, the same arcade game for Sega as we did for the other system. We have Battle Maniacs, which doesn't have any screen art. Bubble Bobble, which is Europe Edition, doesn't have any screen art. And then we have this right here, very fun game. Earthworm Jim, one of my favorites. It looks a little bit better on the Super Nintendo, but you get a little bit better visuals on this one. Golden Axe, that is a classic. Paperboy, classic. Street Fighter 2, definitely must have. And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Nintendo 64. Again, guys, if you don't know nothing about the Raspberry Pi, that's the system that I'm running, RetroPie, which is the program that we are in. It's excellent. And the whole reason I'm showing this to you guys is so maybe some of you guys have a little bit of time on your hand, you want to get back into retro gaming, you can do so. These games on the Nintendo 64 run really well. Some of the intros are a little bit choppy. Castlevania, Chameleon Twist, Donkey Kong Racing, Disney's Tarzan, Donkey Kong 64, F-Zero X, that's an excellent racer. Fighter Destiny, another Destiny. Gex 3 is a great game. Hydro, Kirby, love me some Kirby on all systems. Mario Kart plays so smooth. Maybe we can get into that and see if I can kind of play it with one hand for you here, guys. Let's see, where was it? Mario Kart. And we'll go here. Let's see if I can play this with one hand. And again, that's just a boot up. It lets you know what emulator you are using. Just to show you how smooth this runs. I was really surprised how smooth it runs. We got a blackout screen. Come on. There we go. I've done nothing to it. I just loaded the ROM. Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be able to play this with one hand. I think so, because I could use the analog. Sounds a little choppy here and there. Yeah, burned out in first place right quick. Basically, I'm playing with my middle finger and my pointer finger here. I'm not going to be able to shoot though. This is super clean. N64 seems to be the hardest system this has to actually get stuff to work. A lot of the stuff does not work well. But this works flawlessly. All the games I showed you work really well. But there are a lot of games that are just not playable because of the frame rate skippage. And we'll complete a lap and then we'll end out here. Again, I'm just showing this, the Sega CD thing, maybe to help somebody. But this also, maybe turn y'all on to this. And that's the first lap. Came in first. Neo Geo, that's also another arcader. Metal Slug, if you haven't played Metal Slug, and I won't lie, hey, I'm no arcade king, I'm no arcade pro. I never played Metal Slug before this, and I don't know how. This is said to be one of the most epic arcade games, and I agree, it is very fun, and it plays clean, it plays super clean. We have SNK versus Capcom. That's excellent fighting game. Again, King of Fighters. If you don't know nothing about King of Fighters, get on it. I promise you it's fun. And then we have Last Blade here. We'll go ahead and go into Metal Slug for a little bit of gameplay here just to show you. I think I might be able to do that with one hand. We're going to hit enter. Because it plays really, really clean for how much that's going on. And you get this green tear screen here just because, again, this what would be booting on an arcade game. Insert coin. I have to hit my select button and I get a coin. Again, meant to be on the arcade. Hit start. And you can see the joysticks and everything. It's telling you how to play. I'm going to be limited on movement because, again, I got one hand here. And then these guys up here, they're your comrades. Supposed to save them. I don't know if I'll be able to do it with one hand. I'm trying. There we go. We'll get up close on it. It is really clean. I'm surprised how clean this plays. Yeah. Everybody knows that one, right? Nintendo. Probably one of my first systems that my mom had got me. The Blob. This is a fun game, dude. You gotta know them jelly beans. You feed the Blob jelly beans, he does things, turns into things. Everybody knows the movie, but have you played the game? The first time playing a game yesterday. It's actually a pretty cool game. And what do we got here? That's also a good game. This, dude, I played this for hours as a child. And then, of course, I got my Miss Pac-Man, which isn't coming up on screen art. And then I also got Pac-Mania. Love me some Pac-Mania. Neo Geo Color. It's kind of like a pocket thing. And again, you can see I got some Pac-Man on it. King of Fighters I have on it, which was surprisingly pretty good for the graphics. And then Bamzo, we got some Pac-Man. Gotta have my Pac-Man. We got some Sonic on PlayStation. Marvel Superheroes, Street Fighter. I would love to get this on the arcade, but it's doable on this one. Then we got Marvel vs. Capcom, Tekken 3, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. I can melt my brain on this video game for hours. It is addicting. Twisted Metal. And then if you don't know anything about Vigilante, 8-Second Offense, you should really check it out. And these all play really clean. The PlayStation plays cleaner than the N64. I'm not sure how that is, but it does work well. We'll jump into, let's see, how about Marvel versus, here, we'll jump into this, just show you some gameplay. I don't know that I'm going to be able to win a match with one hand, but again, this is just to show you some gameplay and maybe entice somebody to grab this. I'll have links for the setup that I bought, but you will have to get RetroPie on the Raspberry Pi, and then you just have to gather your ROMs. They're everywhere, I promise you, they're everywhere. No data to load, that's fine. Press start button. Let's go crazy. And we'll just grab Spider-Man. Where he at? Can't use the analog. Spider-Man, Partner Heroes, Manual, Turbo. And I played this game in the arcade for hours. I can't find an arcade ROM that'll work for the simulating the coin, which is fine because this runs really, really clean. Can't do no special moves with one hand, but I'm handling my own here. Handling my own. No, he's about to light me up. That's cool though. You can see the graphics. He's about done though. He's about done. Got him. Alright guys. Sega Saturn. Never really as a child played the Sega Saturn, but I figured if I could do it, I'm going to do it. And I kind of got it. We got the art, we got the names, we got the ROMs, but I don't have it playing yet. I have the BIOS. The BIOS is correct. But all in all, guys, just wanted to kind of let you guys know what I'm doing in between drone flying, and also if anybody was having any issues with the Sega CD not loading, I showed you my ROMs folder and showed you what I had in it. Guys, this is a throwback beyond throwbacks. This is a lot of fun putting this together, and again, I will be throwing this on a cabinet, make an arcade cabinet to put the arcade games on, and the stuff that's meant to be played with a controller will stay with a controller. Guys, I'm J-Drone. If you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button. Links for the RetroPie That's the system that we're on. That's this system down there that you can barely see with the red light. Links for that will be down below. And that's about it. That's all the links that I'm going to have. It's actually the package that I picked up that has the case, that has the push button on and off. And it's plug and play. It's HDMI to this. It's power to the wall, and I have it connected to my router. That way I could transfer ROMs via the computer and not have to take SD card in and out. Again, guys, if you haven't subscribed, smash the subscribe button. Thumbs up if you thought this was cool. Later.